But I think at the basic level, it just there needs to be a little bit of empathy when it comes to that conversation because why do people do their nails? We just want to feel good about ourselves, right?
Mhm.
Having your nails done makes you feel beautiful, makes you feel
Yep.
good about yourself.
It's fun.
And it's fun. And
Yep.
for a lot of times, DIYers, before we even see allergies, we've already invested a lot into our little hobbies. And it's hard, it's a hard thing to have to let go of the fact that you might not ever be to do your nails again. So I know in places like the UK, even Canada, care, access to care can be a little bit delayed, especially when something is not necessarily considered urgent, right? So a
Mhm.
doctor in the UK and Canada is just going to say, hey, don't put anything on your nails, and then you're put on a wait list for 1 to 2 years before you can even get a patch test done. And then a lot of times people end up going to the dermatologist and they just, it's not a priority. So again, they wait 1 to 2 years for those appointments, and it's hey, right now we just their resources aren't there. They're just kind of bogged down with a lot of other things that they have going on in their healthcare system. So priority really takes place for things that are considered urgent. So they get to the doctors and it's still just, we can't perform that test right now. Just don't put anything on your nails.
Mm.
So when you hear that, you're like, but I love doing my nails. I've already invested all of this. How hard, how complicated can it really be? All they're going to do is just put the product on my skin and see if I react.
Yeah.
And since they don't do that level of investigation to see what is actually going into a patch test, it just seems a lot more simple than that. I know here in America, when I was looking at getting my allergy test done, the wait list is very long. And a lot of dermatologists don't have the ability to do just a plain up acrylate panel where you're actually just going to take all the acrylates and do it that
Mhm.
way. It's
Yeah.
actually a test. It's called I think it's the North American 80 Comprehensive Series. And it's basically a patch test to a bunch of ingredients, 80. That's where it gets its
Hmm.
name from.
Yep.
Only three on there are actual acrylates. I think they have HEMA, they have MMA, and then I think they have ethyl acrylate. And then after that, if you react to any of those, it's kind of the same thing. They just say, okay, you probably should just avoid all acrylates because you're reacting to all of these.
Yep.
And then you have 77 other ones that you didn't really need to be tested for. But it's
Yep.
hard. It's expensive to get the test done. It's a wait list always, and I think people just kind of get disheartened by that. And again, they're like, how complicated can it be? I could probably just do this at home because you don't really like it's not like you're sitting there watching the dermatologist pull up all these concentrates, make them in the
Right.
mediums. Like you don't
Yeah.
know that. You just see them drop product on these little patches and take them to you.
Yeah.
So I get it. I have a lot of empathy. I've never looked at anyone who's done it and been like, wow, how could you be so naive to think that you could do that at home? It's really not like that. I feel it in my heart for them because I was there too. It's awful. It's like, wow, especially like I had built kind of a content creation little business around this. So for me, I was like, I can't
Hmm.
do this anymore. It was really hard to come to terms with.